What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome back to the newest episode of the Realistic Rebuilds post-free agency. And today, I asked you guys for the final asterisk. Maybe it's not the final, but for the most likely intended final of the updated post-free agency Realistic Rebuilds. We got the Raiders. We have the old Raiders here. We got a lot of new faces. We got the 3 first-round picks, which is a big reason why I actually kind of wanted to do it. But, you know, because of the made-up year that we have to do here in 2018 with the roster minus the draft picks, there are a lot of holes on this team going forward, but there are a lot of new faces on the offensive line. You got Trent Brown coming over from the Patriots. We got Antonio Brown, who they got in a very affordable deal, I like to think, from the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got Ryan Grant, new wide receiver, same with J.J. Nelson. Isaiah Crowell is the assumed starter at running back. We still have Derek Carr here at quarterback. We got Tyrell Williams coming over from divisional rival, the Chargers. He's an 84. Lots of upside there. The offense is not bad. I mean, the base overall, it's going to be a very interesting rebuild because the base overall, we are 76 overall. We are missing Kalusha Assembly, who got traded to the Jets on the offensive line. He was a big part of their success, you know, a couple of years ago. But 81 overall offense, it's not bad. And we got those 3 first-round picks, so we could look at improving the offensive line. Definitely a potential upgrade at tight end could be had, maybe at quarterback. I don't know. Defense is a work in progress. We are at 75 overall. I had to get a little bit creative. We moved Mo Hurst, who is a slightly undersized defensive tackle. We just moved to the defensive end for the time being because I didn't really want to go with Calhoun. They do have Hankins and P.J. Hall, and we want to try to make the most out of the 76 quick, which P.J. Hall does have. So, I mean, in reality, I don't know if you'd move Mo Hurst to defensive end. Maybe we'll be able to draft a defensive end early, and we can move Mo Hurst back to his inside presence. But for right now, for this first year of the sim, I want all of our best players on the defensive line getting on the field and developing. So that's why we had to flex Hurst out to defensive end. Garyon Conley's a nice young cornerback here. He's an 81. I don't know his dev traits. 81 normal, but he is 23. So I'm hoping, and I've had really good luck in my rebuilds developing players in the secondary. So optimism is high. They got Lamarcus Joyner from the Rams in free agency. That's a great get. He's 87. He's 27. That's like a decent age. Just one, you know, really 26 and below is what you want for a rebuild. But 27 is not bad. We can work with it. They got a veteran in Vontaze Burfict from the Bengals here. He's kind of weird, man. It feels like Vontaze Burfict's been around forever, but he's only 27. So we might have something there to still develop with Tahir Whitehead at linebacker. Carl Joseph has developed very, very nice. Anytime we've done any rebuild with the Raiders, Carl Joseph is a guy that, you know, starts to flirt with that 99. So we'll see if we can get him to develop very, very nicely. But all in all, man, very exciting roster, good base. And when you throw in the fact that we were able to make some picks, which is annoying for me because I have to do the offline. We made the trade here with the Bears. Get the Bears first and the Cowboys first. I had to go offline, which means I can't use a cloud save, which means it takes forever to sim through things. A little annoying, but I want to get, obviously, the 3 first-round picks for the upcoming draft, or else what's the point of doing the Raiders? So let's get into it. Let's have some fun, and let's win a Super Bowl with the Raiders. At the midway point of year number 1, couldn't be any worse. 0-7 on the year. That's not good. It's not good at all. Well, being it, it's always tough, especially when you do something like this where you get like draft picks. Like, it's gonna be tough for me to get the exact same draft pick that the Raiders got from the Cowboys and the Bears. I just can't control what their records are gonna be. So it looks like we have a shot at just getting the number 1 overall pick, which could offset the difference in what the actual picks that we get from the Bears and the Cowboys is, even though I don't think it'll be too crazy. Look at that contracts here. First up, we have Jonathan Hankins. Definitely want to hammer out a long-term deal with him. We don't really need Richard, Martavis. Like, all these rest of these guys can pretty much bounce, to be completely honest with you. Like, I wouldn't mind bringing back Marcel Aitman. The fact that he's probably not going to develop a whole lot and he wants $8 million, kiss my ass. And at the end of year number 1, we know at least we got 1 victory in week 17 over the Chiefs. We finished with 5-11 record. That's not that bad, I guess, considering we started 0-7. We're going to have, in real life, the Raiders got the 4th overall pick. We're going to have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to have pick 6. We're going to have, oh, God damn it. They both made the playoffs. And roughly the same type of picks that they got either way from the Cowboys. Actually, a little bit better pick from the Cowboys and from the Bears. But we still got 3 first-round picks at our disposal. Look at individual stats this year. Derek Carr, almost 3,800 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's not that bad. Like, we all know the reputation around Derek Carr right now in Madden franchise mode. He's one of the cursed quarterbacks, but that's not bad at all. So, you know what? I think we might, unless someone slips to maybe one of our second or third first-round picks, I don't think we're going to use our first pick in the draft on a quarterback. I think Derek Carr's done enough here that maybe he could turn it around. Running the ball, though, was not particularly great. Isaiah Crowell, I mean, it's not a bad tandem between him and Richard, but it's also not that great. On a receiving standpoint, 65 catches, 500 yards, 6 tutties from Tyrell Williams. That is not good from Antonio Brown, but we all know high-level wide receivers don't play well at all in the sim. Like, look at Lee Smith having one hell of a year. Ryan Grant, 1,000 yards, 8 tutties, not bad. Decent stats out the backfield here for Jalen Richard. On the defense, we got 124 tackles from Tahir Whitehead. We got 5.5 sacks from Vontez Burfict, 5 from Mo Hurst, 3 picks, Carl Joseph, 3 from Gary Conlon. That's pretty good considering our 2 best players in the secondary had good years. Tom Brady got himself the MVP award. The AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Tom Brady. We had nobody. Defensive Player of the Year went to Kyle Van Noy. We had nobody. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Josh Allen. We unfortunately had no one. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Jerome Baker with Nick Nelson. Hey, coming in at number 10. But ultimately, wasn't a great year, pretty much as expected. Let's get into the offseason with a nice amount of salary cap, and as always, 3 first-round picks. All right, so taking a look at our draft recap, home runs. Home run draft, one of the best drafts we've had using my own personal draft classes. At pick 6, we got Devin White, 80 superstar linebacker from LSU. I mean, how many years has it been in a row for Raider fans clamoring for that next big franchise linebacker? They get it. 88 speed, 86 tackle, 86 block shed, 90 hit power, 86 pursuit. Not in terms of modern linebacker, not amazing in coverage, 74 zone, 68 man. Not enough to be a liability, but definitely isn't a strength of this game. He's supposed to be that enforcer, leader of the defense type guy, which he will, and he's going to be a day 1 starter. At pick number 11, we had Brian Burns from Florida State, 79 quick dev. Kind of guy that I've mocked to the Raiders in real life. I think he's actually in play at pick number 4. I had an option to get maybe TJ Hawkinson here, the tight end from Iowa. Crossed my mind because we haven't used him in a rebuild in a very long time. But because in real life, I think there is a legitimate shot Brian Burns could be in play for the Raiders. I wanted to get him involved in a rebuild. He's a very nice defensive end. And in real life and in this game, we need someone that can potentially reach the levels of Khalil Mack. And Burns might have that potential. At pick 25 in the first round, we got Josh Jacobs, the running back from Alabama, 77 quick dev. Not a burner with that 88 speed, but his power back ability. You see with the break tackle, the trucking, the stiff arm. Plus, he's no slouch when it comes to catching the ball, 68 catching, and really nice on third downs as a blocker. 74 pass block, complete running back. I look forward to trying to develop him, but ultimately that is one of the more disappointing positions in rebuilds. It's tough to develop and grow running backs just because the running game is not existent in real life when you're actually playing the game, and also when you're just simming it. They're not very favorable with it unless you're like Le'Veon Bell. In the second round, really good value here, getting Noah Fant, the tight end from Iowa, 77 quick. I don't think there's really any chance in real life he's in the second round. I mean, maybe, but I would highly doubt that, as his skill set is really what's coveted in today's NFL. 89 speed, 82 catching, 89 acceleration. And we've used him in a couple rebuilds, and he's always very overpowered when we have to do like the Super Bowl or bust and actually play with the team, so I like that. In the third round, I'm going to tell you right now in my draft classes, I don't know why he always slips, but he's always there. And we got Hollywood Brown from Oklahoma, 75 quick dead wide receiver, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 81 catching. Definitely needs to develop as a route runner, but for right now, he's going to be a burner and big time threat on the outside. Fourth round, staying with Oklahoma, we got Drew Samia, 72 quick dev guard. He's going to be actually probably our day 1 starter at left guard. Terry McLaren, one of the burner wide receivers from Ohio State. We got him, 92 speed. Ryan Bates and Uli Udoh finish out the depth here for the offensive line. But really, that is an insane first 5 picks, even 6 picks if you're including Samia. All these guys will be able to contribute right away as rookies. So let's get into the next season. So as we get into year number 2 of the rebuild, our team is looking pretty damn good in my biased opinion. 80 overall with an 81 offense, 83 defense on offense. We got a new starter here in Drew Samia at guard. Noah Fant will be our brand new tight end. Josh Jacobs will start at running back, and we'll actually make Jalen Richard the receiving back. We got Antonio Brown. I'm pretty sure Hollywood Brown is his cousin, so that's a nice little family tie. And what we've actually done to try and put AB in the best position in the sim, we've moved him into the slot wide receiver, which is, in reality, I mean, he plays everywhere, but he's going to be lethal out of the slot, and we'll go with Tyrell Williams and Hollywood Brown on the outside. Looking at the defensive side, only changes we got Devin White, hopefully franchise middle linebacker. We have Brian Burns will be starting at defensive end with Hankins, Hall on the inside, and Mo Hurst staying at defensive end. It seemed to work pretty well. We did make one free agency signing in Levi Wallace, for whatever reason wasn't picked up by the Buffalo Bills. So we brought him in to play a little bit of cornerback with Garyon Conley and Nick Nelson in the slot. But I really, really do like this defense and offense really going forward. We're going to go as far as Derek Carr will take us. But year one, Derek Carr put up some pretty decent sim numbers. So hopefully we can kind of reverse the curse and reputation around Derek Carr and actually try and win a Super Bowl here with the Raiders. This year, though, let's temper expectations just a little bit. I want to see lots of growth and development from our young players. And maybe year 3, we could actually start to contend in the playoffs and for a Super Bowl. At the midway point of year number 2, look at that transition. This time last year, we were 0-7. Right now, we are 5-2 and currently in the driver's seat. Even though we're kind of tied, we're technically first in the AFC West with the Chargers right behind us. Looking at contract negotiations, we don't have a replacement ready for Rodney Hudson, and he is one of those players that does tend to hold on to his rating fairly well. So we'll re-sign him. Same goes with Carl Joseph, one of my favorite players in the rebuilds. He always develops really, really nicely. And then outside of that, all these other dudes, goodbye. At the end of year number 2, we got a playoff berth, 9-7, taking on the 9-7 Tennessee Titans. I like to see it. I like to see it second in the AFC West. It would be nice to get an AFC West title under our belts, but we'll take it, man, considering where this team started out as a 76 team with no prospects. We're now already up in one season to an 82. Looking at our regular season stats, Mr. Derek Carr, it's not bad. Again, that's like, I would say for a quarterback, that's as low as you'd want to go. The turnovers are down, which is nice. 3,500 yards, 28 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. Josh Jacobs going over 1,000 yards on the year with 5 touchdowns. And you have Rashard here also contributing, being a nice little 1-2 punch. You like to see that, especially when you can get over 1,000 yards for a rookie running back. Because you'll have many years where running backs, you can have like in most 5-year rebuilds, we might have like 1,000-yard rushing season out of all those 5 years. The fact that Josh Jacobs got it early on with a above average offensive line, it bodes well for the future at that position. Moving AB into the slot position definitely pays huge dividends for the team. 85 catches, almost 1,400 yards, and 13 touchdowns. Tyrell Williams had a nice year. Noah Fant was all right. Hollywood Brown could have been better, but it is what it is. Defensively, 106 tackles, 11 TFLs from Devin White. We got 6 sacks from Mo Hurst. We got 3 picks from Garyon Conley, 2 from Joseph, 2 from Nick Nelson, 2 from Levi Wallace. I'd like to see that. Good turnovers, solid defensive play. MVP went to Ezekiel Elliott. In the AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Baker Mayfield. We had nobody. Defensive Player of the Year went to Myles Garrett. We had nobody. God damn. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Dwayne Haskins with Josh Jacobs coming in at 2. Noah Fant at 3. Hollywood Brown at 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Josh Allen with Devin White coming in at number 3. Brian Burns at number 8. So, I'll take that. Individual success was pretty good, but now it's time to get into the playoffs in year 2 with the Raiders and take on the 9-7 Tennessee Titans. Alrighty, let's go. Let's see if Derek Carr can play well in the sim. At least outduel Marcus Mariota, which shouldn't be too big of a task to overcome, but let's go. 10-3, the Titans get the first touchdown. We're selling for field goals, which is not great. Our defense is keeping us in him. Come on, give me a touchdown. I just want a tutty. Find the end zone. Oh, the Titans get the second touchdown of the game. And with the way our offense is playing, that's probably it. We are not doing anything when we cross that 50-yard line. So, and look, we're settling. Oh, God damn it, man. Score some points. When you have Antonio Brown, how are you only getting 6 points and a 1,000-yard runner as a rookie? We got our first touchdown with under a minute to go in the fourth quarter when it didn't matter. Very, very frustrating. But it's Madden 19. It is what it is. All right, so there wasn't much in free agency. So when it came to the draft, we don't have a lot of holes, man. I'm gambling that a lot of our young guys can continue to develop. So in the first round, we got a very nice pick in Andrew Thomas here, 77 star dev lineman from Georgia. We're actually going to flex him in and actually have him compete with Drew Samian, maybe overtake him for one of the starting guard spots. Which is where we need to get better. We got Jake Hansen here at center. Rodney Hudson's probably the veteran of the group with no real depth behind him. Jake Hansen, 74 quick dev center out of Oregon. Also has ideal size to be pretty versatile along the O-line. So I like bringing him in for some depth. And then the rest of the draft just was literally depth. It was depth. We traded a bunch of our picks to the draft class. Wasn't really falling our way, so we have a lot of future picks for when it is the random generated classes from Madden. So we got a brand new starter on offensive line, which, that's pretty damn good in my books. Shaping up, and I'm loving it. 84 overall with an 85 offense, 87 defense. Changes on the offensive line. We're going with Thomas, who we drafted as a tackle. He will play as Garrett. I threw Gabe Jackson here up on the trade block. I'm actually going to see if we can manually trade him because he's 79 quick dev offensive lineman. I should be able to get some sort of value from him. Noah Fant's up to an 81. Mr. Carr has actually been playing all right for us. Make sure Josh Jacobs is the starter with Richard being the receiving back. AB's a 95. Would like to see Hollywood Brown get into the 80s at some point this season. Same goes for Colton Miller. Defensively, 87. I really like, even though it's not really a great scheme fit, I really like the way the defense is shaping up. Brian Burns up to an 85. Everyone on the defensive line is above an 80. Devin White's already up to a 90. I think there's going to be a very good shot that he can get into the 99 Gold Gloves Club. But everywhere else, there's really good depth on this team. And I like the fact that we are gambling on the development of a lot of these players, and it is panning out for us. So we made the playoffs last year. We're one and done. So let's find a way to improve upon that here in year number 3. And at the midway point of year 3, okay, Jekyll and Hyde of a rebuild here. We're 2-5. So year 1, we were garbage. Year 2, we were tops of the division at this point. And then year 3, we're back at the bottom of the division. Okay. Well, looking at contracts here at the midway point, Lamarcus Joyner, he is going to hit that wall sooner or later, but he still is an 89. I think he'll hold on to his rating pretty well. Tyrell Williams been a nice option at wide receiver. We'll give him another deal. We'll have to come back to the table, unfortunately, but we should be able to lock out something long-term. Garyon Conley, we want him to be a part of our plan. Same with Trent Brown, 83 quick, developing into a very nice tackle. That's probably about it, to be honest with you. I do like Pinheiro, Florida Gator kicker. Give him a deal. He'd like to take that. Vontaze Burfict, though, he's kind of old. He's definitely going to be below a 79, probably 79, 78, 77 in that range this offseason, so that's not going to be worth the $10 million deal. But we will come back with Trent Brown and Tyrell Williams to lock out some long-term deals. Other than that, everyone else, goodbye. And at the end of year number 3, pretty much, again, this is a Jekyll and Hyde rebuild, 7-9. I mean, that's not as bad as like the start that we saw, but still not what we want at all for our team. Just trying to find a way to win. We're an 89 overall, 89 offense, 93 defense. Should be getting a lot more wins than what we are. Look at the stats here. Mr. Carr, I mean, fuck, we might need a quarterback. 3,200 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 picks. He's, you know, I want that to be the floor, not his peak when he got 30 touchdowns in year number 1. He's just not good enough, man. When you have Antonio Brown, when you got those weapons that we have provided him, you got to do better than that. So if there's a nice quarterback in free agency, if there's a good first-round quarterback, we might select them this year. In terms of running the ball, another 1,000-yard year for Josh Jacobs. Love seeing that, even though the touchdowns are kind of garbage. On the receiving standpoint, Noah Fant, 785 yards, 5 tutties. AB with 900 yards, 8 touchdowns. Just in general, the passing offense wasn't very good, so the numbers are going to suck. Devin White has been a freak. 133 tackles, 13 TFLs, 3 sacks, 2 picks. Well on his way to becoming a 99. Vontaze Burfict at 8 sacks on the year. Brian Burns, some decent production there. Not really the turnovers that we'd like to see. Yearly awards, we got Jared Goff getting the MVP. Oh my god, okay, the Rams were incredibly overpowered. Looking at the AFC Offensive Player of the Year, went to Baker Mayfield. I don't think we're going to have anybody there. Defensive Player of the Year went to Anthony Walker, with Devin White coming in at number 2. And Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Cam Akers. We had nobody. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Grant Delpit. And we had nobody because we went on the offensive line. So just a wonky year, man. And now we're actually going into year 4 of the rebuild, which is always the weird year. So hopefully it's weird for us in a good way, and we get like 13, 14 wins, something crazy like that. But let's get into the offseason, which we're going to be very, very active. So taking a look here at free agency, gonna spend a little bit here. There's no real quarterback that we want. Of course, it's only veterans, Phillip Rivers, Kirk Cousins, so not really what we're looking for. So we're going to look at improving the linebacking core. We got Samson Ebukam, who would be an instant starter at right, Matt Milano, who's an instant starter at left, and then just Oren Burks, who would be depth behind Devin White. So trying to really complete an entire core of our roster when it comes to the linebacking core right here in free agency. And gotta have to hope for the draft to maybe find that QB. All right, so we're kind of on the decision that we're going to go QB here at pick 16 in the first round, and kind of looking at what we got. There's some QBs. We got 5 first-round grades. You got Sharif. Obviously, these 2 guys aren't that great. Fitzsimmons and Castillo. Sharif Cody, first-rounder, A+ throw power. Got the B's across. Robert Leonard got the A. But look at this here. We're going to go Scott Smiley. That is a terrible name. But he has the A- throw power, the A- throw action short, B+ play action. Pretty good combine from an athletic standpoint. So while that is a hideous name, Scott Smiley from Penn State is going to be the selection. And he comes in 79 star dev QB, 90 throw power, 85 medium, 90 short, 83 throw on the run. I like that across the board, baby. I like it. probably the end of Derek Carr. So I look at our year 4 draft recap, our first draft with the Randys. As you saw, we had Scott Smiley. Such a bad name, but looks like a really, really nice QB prospect. The second round, we got Duron Hennings, 76 linebacker from Florida State. He might have a chance at starting because we didn't get Samson Ebukam in free agency. We did get Matt Milano, but we didn't get Ebukam, so we still need another starter. We got Sheldon Thorpe, 75. Sheldon Tharp from Florida, 75. Normal dev corner in the third round. We got a 74 tackle in the third round. We got Dre Lowe, 75 linebacker in the fourth. I'm not going to lie, pretty much simmed it out from here on out. Got two 70s a little bit later on. So it was a really, really good draft class. And it looks like we're probably getting out of the end of the Derek Carr era with the pickup here of Scott Smiley. So looking at our team as we get ready for year number 4, brand new quarterback Smiley takes over here. Over Derek Carr. I mean, he's already got 1 point during the preseason, so he's only 3 off from Carr. And we just need to change in the guard here. And other than that, the offense remains exactly the same, so there is a lot of cohesion with the team. Looking at the defense, we are a 9-1 overall. With we got Evans here at linebacker, we got Milano, Hennings, Mr. Devin White's almost a 99. He should hit it sooner or later. He's 97. Other than that, everything else remains the same. We got great consistency across the board, and I'm definitely expecting better than 7-9. And at the halfway point of year number 4, it's not good. It's a weird year. 2-6 for the Raiders. Best news is that Smiley's already level to Derek Carr, so it's looking like we made the right decision moving on from Derek Carr this year. He's getting out there. He's obviously, the record's not where we want it to be, but he's trying his best. Look at our contracts here. First up, we have Antonio Brown. We'd like to bring him back in. We should get him. Mo Hurst, yes, sir. He's already up to a superstar. I'm paying pretty good dividends moving from D tackle to defensive end. Levi Wallace has been a really nice corner for us. We'd like to bring him back. Thank you. We can probably let PJ Hall hit free agency, even though he's not bad. Same with Colton. I don't know if we want to let all this go. We'll see if we can bring back Colton Miller and keep the guy here on the O-line, which we do. Okay, we'll offer PJ Hall this. If he doesn't want to take it, we'll let him hit free agency because that might be a spot we could get an upgrade because we are going to probably year 5 Super Bowl or bust, and we're going to want to spend all of our cap or as much cap as we possibly can. And then we just locked up straight up everybody else. So a very good free agency period here in terms of in-house signings for the Raiders. So that's at least something to build upon rather than our crappy 2-6 record. And at the end of year number 4, pretty much, as expected, we're garbage. 3-13. We got the development of Smiley, which in reality, that's pretty much all we need to happen. Because our team base overall, good. 88 overall, 89 offense, 93 defense. So year 5 Super Bowl or bust, we should be pretty all right. Looking at our stats here, Smiley, 3,600 yards, 24 touchdowns, 4 picks. I don't know if that's the peak for whatever a quarterback in this Raiders system is, but that's kind of numbers we're getting from Derek Carr. And this is from a rookie, so hopefully we can build upon that. So close to almost 1,000 yards here for Josh Jacobs. He's been very, very good, relatively. AB had a nice year, bounce back year, 78 catches, almost 1,100 yards, 7 tutties. Beyond that, not a lot of help. Not a great number from our supporting cast, even though they're overall in ratings, it would say otherwise. Big year from Devin White, 137 tackles, 11 TFLs, 5 sacks. Led the team on sacks. That's not good. Interceptions were all right, led by 3 picks by Carl Joseph. A quick look here at the yearly awards. Jared Goff got himself another MVP. I think that's back-to-back years that like Goff and Gurley were 1 and 2. Gross. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, we got Deshaun Watson. We had no one. Defensive Player of the Year went to Myles Garrett. We had nobody. Garbage. Oh, wait. We forgot. We have Smiley. Did Smiley win anything? Did he get like AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year? Hey, there we go. There's something to build upon. Did he get a dev trait boost? Would be the next one. He had a star dev. He's up to an 85, and he got still with a star dev. So that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is as we go to a year 5 Super Bowl or bust. Hopefully a very active free agency. Hopefully there's good free agents to even sign. I mean, we could look at, our offense is set. A fullback. We could look at a fullback, a right outside linebacker, and maybe like a beastly D tackle. But I don't know. There's not a lot of room to improve this team. The best free agency period in my rebuilds is always going to be the final year. We're spending big. We got Braden Smith here at right tackle. That's 11-point upgrade over Colton Miller. Antonio Callaway, big time speedster. Pretty much feels that Raider mentality. little bit of an off-field, but also pretty dangerous, and he's fast. K1 short, a veteran presence on the defensive line. Same with Taven Bryan. He knows the defensive end. If we get him, we'll slide him in to defensive tackle. And Shaquem Griffin for outside linebacker. Just a slight upgrade, but, I mean, it is Shaquem Griffin. I don't think I've ever really used him in a rebuild outside of when I used the Seahawks, so I want to bring him in. So this will be a big free agency period. As you can see, we have the top bids by a considerable amount, so hopefully we get all of these prospects. So this was our final draft, and we actually had the #1 overall pick in the draft. And we got, I think he was number 2 in true talent, which helps us out. Victor Spence at defensive tackle. 82 quick. He's 21. I kind of wish this was like the beginning of the rebuild because this guy looks like a freak of nature. Really, really good across the board. I love the finesse move. He's a monster. He's a monster. And then the second round, we got an 81 running back, Diamond Galloway from Wisconsin. 81 quick. More of a power back build, which is pretty decent. You got 75, 73, 74 tackle. Like, just, again, really, really good draft. Because, not to pat myself on the back, but these rebuilds should be sponsored by DraftKings. Because I am the Draft King. But, it doesn't really matter, what you do in terms of team building if the sim's going to mess you up anyway. So we're going to a Year 5 Super Bowl bust, all or nothing for the Raiders to try to win a Super Bowl. Year 5 Super Bowl or a bust time, and our team is, it's peaked. It's as good as it's going to get. 88 overall, 91 offense, 91 defense. On the offense, we brought in Braden Smith, 94 right tackle. We also brought in Antonio Callaway, who's a 91. We got speed. We got speed for days, and the veteran slot here in AB. Josh Jacobs up to an 88. Smiley to an 86. I mean, maybe we flexed on everyone by still keeping Derek Carr on his contract, but we didn't need any more money. We're able to spend and get almost everyone that wanted to come and be a part of this all-or-nothing push. Shaquem Griffin is the new face on the linebacking core. He's an 81, and I guess that's the weakness of the team, I guess. This team is incredibly well-rounded, and it's going to be very, very frustrating if we can't even make a playoff berth. But, I always promise you now, when Madden Sim tends to mess us over, we still will play, that Week 17 game to get some gameplay here. But, this team here definitely should be competitive in the AFC West, and I think, at minimum, a wild card team. Why? We're here. Week 17, 6-9. Going up against the 6-8-1 Chargers. It's interesting. Okay, first of all, I mean, was I just lucky when we were doing the first run of realistic rebuilds that we made the playoffs at least 2 times during a rebuild? The last, for these new realistic rebuilds, we're using the post free agency. Why are our freak teams sucking? I got a lot of people who used to leave comments about oh, C4, your teams are doing really good. I can build really good teams, but they don't get good win-loss records. And I was like, I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going on. And I'm getting stuck with that bug here right now. But we will play this final game here against the Chargers. And it is kind of interesting. I'm looking at the AFC here. And 7 wins. I don't know how the tiebreaker is going to work, but 7 wins could get us into that last wildcard spot. It looks like the Steelers are going to have one of them, but then, if things can go in our favor, 7 wins could get the job done. It's unlikely. We're probably just showing this for a little bit of gameplay, but all right. Fucking man, this game sucks. Oh, let's go, Josh Jacobs. He's big, he's mean. He's that Alabama running back machine. 33 yards on the opening play of the game. Goes over 1,000 yards. He's been a pleasant surprise. Been one of the best players of this rebuild. All right, 3rd and 11. Trying to keep the drive going. We get absolutely no protection from the safety blitz. And, settle for a field goal. Oh, let's go, Smiley. There you go. Mr. Smiley connected with Antonio Callaway. Give us the go-ahead score. All right, our defense doesn't look like they want to get any stops today, so 3rd and 1 on the 12. We're going to have to probably be in 4-down territory. Oh, it comes Bosa. Let's cool. Wow, we got Scrambler here. QB can run. He got 83 speed or something like that. Smiley takes the ball 6 yards. It's a nice gainer on 1st and goal. We're going to try and just do a quick, easy slant here. Nothing too crazy, but we won't force it for a pick because Josh Jacobs has been on fire. I definitely want to get a C4 special attempt with him if this doesn't look clean. Which it doesn't. We'll scramble, and he does the stupid spin because the stick. Oh, come on. If he dove forward, he might have got in. I hate when you hold the stick to truck, and then sometimes the game will be like, oh, did you mean spin move? And you go, nah, I didn't at all. And it hits you with the spin move anyways. All right, 2nd and goal on the 2. We're going to go C4 special with Josh Jacobs. He's been on fire today. That's good. A good block there, and he waltzes in. Gives us the go-ahead right before halftime. Great tackle animation. Tremendous tackle animation. All right, trying to put this game away. Maybe it's a little too early to say, but I think, you know, another touchdown should feel us like we're pretty good. We're going to go C4 special here with Josh Jacobs. I was getting ready literally to say Josh Jacobs from my draft classes anyway. If you need a running back, even though he is regarded as like the best running back in the class, draft him. This guy's unstoppable. He always fights for extra yards. He gets a lot of great animations because this game is heavily animation based. I'm not really sure how I created him to be such a powerhouse from the animation standpoint. And then, of course, now that I'm showing, like, look at the stats. Stats are really good. And now that I'm actually trying to win the game, of course, that's when, the scripting and stuff comes in where my offensive line won't block at all. But Josh Jacobs has been incredible. And, let's see if we can get a touchdown here through ulterior motives. We'll get the nice little running back wheel option with Richard, who's one of the best receiving backs in the league. Keep an eye on that. Do we get him? We don't really, but we're going to dump it off. Anyway, to Mr. Antonio Brown, who, you know what? Fuck it. We're going for it. 4th and goal. Just go slants, I guess. Hope to God our offensive line can give us some good production. We got Antonio Brown there. We got, Noah Fant out the backfield. We got all of our big-time playmakers here. Let's go. Oh, get your... Yeah, of course not. Oh, let's go. All right, that's not bad. I mean, that's terrible just playmaking in the open field, but we're keeping the drive going here. 1st and 10 on the 10. I'm not gonna lie, I have zero confidence in us getting a touchdown here and then stopping them from scoring anything, but we gotta try. Oh, come on, keep running. And then he fumbles it backwards. That's not a fumble. That's not. We're not gonna lose on that, right? We're not gonna lose on a terrible fumbling animation, are we? Is that what's gonna happen? More options, please. Can we get in here in the full game? Can I get... let's get it. Because just in case. Because, look, it comes up as a negative 72-yard run by Joey Bosa. That's not glitched. Let's see this. Okay, so he's running. Oh, my God. That's the worst animation of all time. Like, I'm not saying if you get hit like that from Joey Bosa from behind, the ball's going to come out. But what? That defies gravity. I'm going to throw it forward. The ball is coming up, not backwards. And then it, oh my, it's garbage. Can I challenge? I can't even challenge because there's like a minute. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the rebuild of the Raiders. Like, subscribe. How many more months are going to play this game? Like, subscribe.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking the talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, not never. Not me, not never. Not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid, Mr. Consistent, I'm doing it big. Way too persistent on taking your bitch. Here comes a monster to scare all you kids.